I used to believe my husband was the kind of man who couldn't lie. Calm, predictable, a little boring even. Turns out boring men can hold the darkest secrets. My name is Isabella. I'm 31, and for 6 years I thought I was married to my safe place. Nathan. He was a financial consultant, always traveling for client meetings. He'd pack his crisp shirts, kiss me goodbye, and promise to call from the airport. And he always did. Right on schedule, the sound of boarding announcements in the background. Or so I thought. One night, I was scrolling through social media when I saw a post from one of Nathan's coworkers, a group photo from the office party. The caption read, "Another long Friday. Team bonding night, except Nathan was supposed to be on a business trip in Seattle that week." My chest tightened. Maybe he came back early and forgot to tell me. Maybe it was an old photo. Maybe I was overreacting. But the next day, when I called his office pretending to be a client, the receptionist said, "Oh, Nathan just stepped out for lunch. Want me to leave a message?" Lunch. In the same city. That's when curiosity turned into something darker. Obsession. The next time he left for a trip, I followed him. He told me he'd be gone for 3 days. His flight was at 10 a.m. I waited in my car across the street, watching him load his suitcase. He looked exactly like the husband I knew. Neat, calm, reliable. But instead of heading toward the airport, he drove west, past the highway exit, toward the industrial district, the kind of place where windows are covered and signs are faded. He parked in front of a gray, unmarked building. No company name, no logo, just a keypad and a metal door. I waited for hours. My mind spiraled. Cheating. Gambling? Another woman? When he finally emerged, it was after dark. He looked tense, scanning the street like he was being followed. The irony made me sick. The next morning, I went back to that building. Through the glass, I could see what looked like a warehouse. Stacks of documents. Locked cabinets. A man in a suit opened the door, his eyes sharp. "Can I help you?" "I'm looking for Nathan Williams," I said. He frowned. Never heard of him. Then he shut the door in my face. That night, Nathan came home and hugged me like everything was normal. But something in his scent, cold air and engine oil, didn't match client dinners. I smiled, pretending while memorizing every word he said. I knew he was lying, and I decided to find out why. Over the next week, I started digging. His laptop password changed. Credit card bills, cash withdrawals from ATMs near that same industrial area. His car mileage, perfectly matching his business. Trips. Then came the night that changed everything. Nathan said he was leaving again. Just a 2-day trip to Denver. I kissed him goodbye and waited 30 minutes before following. Same route, same building. But this time he didn't go inside. He parked behind it. I followed on foot, hiding in the shadows of an alley lit by a single flickering bulb. He met another man, tall, dark jacket, the kind of face you remember for the wrong reasons. They spoke quietly, too far to hear, but I saw a brown envelope change hands. Nathan looked terrified. The other man reached into his jacket and pulled out a gun. Not to aim it, but to remind Nathan it was there. I backed away too fast, hit a trash can. The crash echoed. Nathan spun around. "Who's there?" I ran. He didn't see me, I think. But I knew the truth. My husband was in something dangerous, and I was already in it too. The next morning, I sent the blurry photo I'd taken to a friend, Ethan, a detective I'd known in college. He called back 2 hours later, his voice tight. "Isabella, where did you get this?" "Why?" "Because the man your husband's meeting, he's under federal surveillance. Money laundering, front businesses, organized crime." My knees almost gave out. That night, I confronted Nathan. He was reading on the couch, looking every bit the man I'd promised my life to. "Who is he?" I demanded, holding out my phone. He froze. "Where did you— Answer me!" His hands trembled. "You shouldn't have followed me." "Too late," I said. "Are you cheating or are you in danger?" He ran a hand through his hair, his voice shaking. "I'm not cheating. But if I tell you the truth, you'll never look at me the same again." He told me everything. 2 years ago, he'd handled an investment deal for a company that turned out to be a criminal front. When he discovered it, they threatened him, told him if he didn't cooperate, they'd come after me. So he worked for them. Quietly. Transfers. Meetings. Money drops. "I kept you out of it to protect you," he said. "They watch everything. Every call. Every move." I wanted to believe him. But all I could see was the man who'd lied to my face night after night. "You think lying protects someone?" I said. "You built a cage and called it safety." That night he packed a bag. "I have to fix this," he said. "One last meeting. Then we're free." He kissed me once. Soft. Final. "If I don't come back, remember I tried." He didn't come back. His car was found by the docks 2 days later. The brown envelope was there. Empty. No blood, no body. The police called it a disappearance. I called it abandonment. For months I couldn't sleep. His name haunted every headline. Then one evening, Ethan showed up at my door with a file. "You need to see this," he said. Inside were bank statements, property deeds, offshore transfers, all in my name. Nathan had been transferring the cartel's money under me. My accounts, my identity, my protection. I felt the room spin. He hadn't saved me. He'd used me. And that's when something in me broke. Or maybe awakened. I spent weeks studying everything in that file. Names, transactions, contacts. I traced every dollar until I found their weak spot. The man Nathan was meeting that night. The one with the gun. His name was Victor Lane. And he had enemies too. So I made a deal. I reached out to Victor's rival group through an anonymous email. I sent proof of his offshore accounts, coded in Nathan's spreadsheets. Within days, whispers spread. Victor had betrayed his partners. Their empire started collapsing from the inside, and me, I played the grieving widow, the woman whose husband vanished mysteriously. No one suspected a thing. A month later, I got a letter. No return address. Just one line, written in Nathan's handwriting. They let me go. Don't look for me, but I didn't believe it. Because the same week, news broke that Victor Lane was found dead in his home. Apparent suicide. Gunshot wound. Only it wasn't suicide. The gun had no fingerprints. And the note beside him read, "They let me go." Nathan's words. My handwriting. That's when I knew. Nathan hadn't vanished. He'd run, but I'd found him first. It took months of planning, tracing digital breadcrumbs, fake bank alerts, false leads. When he finally reached out from a burner account, desperate to transfer the last of the money, I was already waiting. He never realized the secure email wasn't to his contacts. It was to the authorities. When they raided the safe house, Nathan was gone again, out the back door, always one step ahead. But this time his accounts were frozen, his allies gone. Every path he'd built was turned against him. Now he's the one hiding, running, living in shadows. Sometimes when I walk past a crowded street, I think I see him, in a passing reflection, or across the road watching. Maybe he wants revenge. Maybe he knows I'm the reason his empire collapsed. But I'm not afraid. Because the harsh truth is this. He built his world on lies. I just taught him what it feels like to live in one. Revenge doesn't always look like blood or bullets. Sometimes it's silence, disappearance, a ghost he can't escape, me. So tell me, if you were in my place, would you destroy him too or walk away? And if this story made your heart race, subscribe for more. Because sometimes, the harshest truth is realizing that the one who betrayed you created the monster that finally defeated him.